In a thunderous return to power, President Trump marks his 100th day with a rally in Michigan, the beating heart of American industry. But this isn't just celebration. It's a gear-grinding shift in policy. From tariffs to foreign aid, his first 100 days have been pure combustion. Supporters call it a needed reboot. Critics call it chaos. As the engines rev in Detroit, your ultimate pit stop, Piston Pundit, breaks down the shocks and aftershocks, political, economic, and global. Is this a high-octane comeback or a crash course in instability? Let's pop the hood and find out. Tariff rewrites and factory reboots. Trump wasted no time getting under the hood of the auto industry. Within weeks, his administration imposed a bold 25% tariff on imported vehicles and parts. The aim? Revving up U.S. manufacturing. But the backlash was immediate. Toyota, Volkswagen, and other global giants warned of cost shocks, layoffs, and snarled supply chains. Realizing the system was misfiring, Trump recalibrated. On April 29, 2025, a new executive order offered a compromise. U.S.-based automakers could recoup part of the tariff, up to 3.75% of a vehicle's retail price, for imported components. The administration labeled it a booster shot for domestic assembly. That shot is already echoing through the industry. General Motors and Stellantis are expanding U.S. production lines. Hyundai is pausing on its EV plant decision in Georgia, reassessing whether American soil might be worth the investment. The message is loud and clear: assemble here or brace for impact. Interestingly, Trump left China tariffs untouched, a strategic move to keep Beijing on the defensive in broader trade tensions. It's a calculated blend of carrot and stick, powertrain and politics. But foreign trade isn't the only arena where Trump's presidency is redlining. Let's shift into global politics and see how diplomacy is faring under his grip. Diplomacy, or Detour, America's global recalibration. If Trump's foreign policy were a powertrain, it'd be running lean but loud. One of his first moves was to hit the brakes on foreign development aid, freezing 90 days' worth of USAID projects. Southeast Asia felt it first. Clinics closed, classrooms emptied. Trump called it budget discipline. Critics called it a global retreat. But while America downshifted, China hit the gas. Beijing filled the void almost overnight, offering belt and road investment packages, infrastructure support, and public health aid. Trump's America First isn't just a slogan, it's a reshuffling of the global pecking order. On the diplomacy front, things have been, let's say, rough idling. Talks between Putin and Zelensky stalled, despite a shaky ceasefire declared by Russia in May. In the Middle East, Trump's big play to end the Gaza crisis mostly resulted in staged optics and fractured partnerships. Even our allies are doing a double take. NATO members are voicing unease, and Pacific allies are reassessing security deals. What once passed for strategic unpredictability now reads to some as geopolitical whiplash. This isn't a tune-up of American diplomacy. It's a teardown and rebuild. And whether it runs cleaner or crashes the system, that's still in the rearview mirror. Before we delve deeper, do us a favor. Smash that like and subscribe button. It keeps Piston Pundit rolling and helps bring more auto-savvy minds into the conversation. Now let's take this momentum back to the homeland, where domestic policy is getting its own radical overhaul. Deregulation, dollars, and domestic repercussions. On the home front, Trump is slamming the pedal on deregulation. He's launched the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, helmed by Elon Musk, which has already scrapped multiple agencies branded as bloated or woke. Trump hails it as the largest regulatory rollback in American history. Critics? They call it demolition disguised as reform. His upcoming tax overhaul aims to slash rates for corporations and high-income earners, marketed as an economic ignition switch for job growth. But economists warn it could send deficits soaring and deepen wealth divides. Meanwhile, Trump's immigration crackdown has upended labor markets. Mass deportations are drying up the workforce in agriculture, construction, and freight, sectors reliant on migrant labor. As a result, costs are rising, and employers are scrambling for legal alternatives. Wall Street's surging on the back of tax optimism and looser rules. But for everyday Americans, it's more complex. Gas prices are inching up, grocery bills are heavier, and affordable housing feels like a distant dream. But the president's not just tinkering with old systems, he's betting big on tomorrow. Let's explore how Trump's vision for the future is playing out in the tech world. Acceleration through innovation and a few speed bumps. While Trump dismantles red tape, he's simultaneously flooring the accelerator on tech innovation, with Elon Musk in the driver's seat as both regulatory slasher and innovation czar. It's a fusion of Silicon Valley swagger and federal muscle. In the automotive world, relaxed tariffs on parts have sparked a surge in electrification. Ford's pumping $2 billion into upgrading its Dearborn plant to expand EV output and introduce AI-driven production lines. Tesla, supercharged by Musk's new political clout, is lobbying for federal contracts and nationwide charging infrastructure support. Outside the auto lane, Trump's vision extends to the stars, literally. He's backing a Moon-to-Mars mission via NASA and SpaceX, while championing a proposed innovation corridor across the Midwest. Lower taxes, looser oversight, high-tech incentives. But every throttle push comes with a warning light. Environmental groups fear safety, and ecological corners may be cut. Critics see an ungoverned tech boom that risks trading oversight for speed. And while industry reinvention is in full swing, public reaction is far from unanimous. Let's take a look at how Americans are responding, on the ground and online. Divided lanes, public sentiment and political fallout. 100 days into Trump's turbocharged term, and the country feels split between acceleration and alarm. His base? Still revving with support. Packed rallies in states like Michigan erupt with chants of 4 more years as Trump basks in the glow of populist revival. But beneath the fanfare, the national mood isn't exactly cruising. Approval ratings hover around the low 40s, with moderates voicing concern over his immigration clampdown and foreign policy showdowns. Swing state voters, often the bellwether of political durability, are signaling caution amid rising inflation and cultural tension. On Capitol Hill, gridlock rules the day. Democrats are locking horns over executive overreach, and even some Republicans are quietly uneasy about Musk's expanding role in federal strategy. Meanwhile, cities remain dotted with protests, accusing the administration of consolidating power under the guise of efficiency. Social media? It's a high-speed crash of memes, misinformation, and mobilized movements. If America was exhausted by politics before, now it's in a full sprint, with no pit stop in sight. Verdict: recalibrating greatness or risking the system. After just 100 days, Trump's return has redrawn the maps of power, production, and policy. From the shop floors of Detroit to the diplomatic chessboards of Europe and Asia, this presidency is revving into uncharted territory. For supporters, it's a long overdue realignment, America recentered and roaring. For critics, it's a power drift too sharp, too sudden, and too risky. So what do you think? Is this administration revving up a true industrial comeback, or burning through political capital too fast? Are Elon Musk's fingerprints on government a spark for innovation, or a red flag for democratic oversight? Which of these 100-day policies do you believe will have the longest-lasting impact, for better or worse? We want to hear from you, so drop your thoughts, your takes, and your under-the-hood insights in the comments below. And if you're new here, don't stall. Subscribe to Piston Pundit, your ultimate pit stop for all things auto, industry intel, and powertrain politics. Hit that bell so you're first in the queue for our next deep dive into the fast lane of automotive affairs. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your engines sharp and your minds sharper. You can now check out any of the videos on the screen. There's plenty more to explore.